decide that you wanted to put Pearson in for the awards?
So I felt it was really important that we established Pearson as a company in terms of the service we're providing to customers. I've known for a long time that we're providing a good service, but it was really important that we were getting the voice of the actual customer to be able to tell us that we're providing the service as well. So the awards gave us a conduit to find that information out. The other benefit, the other thing I really liked about this award ceremony, it was based solely on the customer's feedback in terms of how the advisors are doing on the phone. So it meant that we didn't have to spend a huge amount of money producing a marketing piece that really didn't reflect the company or the department as a whole. And it was solely based on the performance of the advisors themselves.
And so, on a personal level, what's your overall experience of the process been like?
It's been really, really easy and straightforward, and we've been given support at every level in terms of how to run the surveys. We've been given advice in terms of script to give to the advisors to use when they're asking to do the survey. The software used to actually look at the results is very simple, and all the advisors, managers and team coaches can see that. So personally, I found the award ceremony very easy and very straightforward, which has been really beneficial compared to a lot of other award ceremonies out there where you spend months creating a marketing piece that can take over your time, that's then never used or doesn't actually reflect the actual department and how well they're doing.
What did you find the most challenging aspect of the awards process?
We had to get our head around the idea of cherry blasting our advisors' calls. So understanding where there's the potential to put a call through and not actually where the advisor isn't actually asking themselves to put the call through. So it was understanding the process of what information we would need to provide to get a true reflection of the type of calls and the service that the company is providing.
And for you, what's been the most surprising outcome, as a manager, and and also for the business?
So one of the things that was very surprising, but also very pleasant, was the scores that the advisors are achieving in terms of the quality of the service they're providing. So that's been really surprising and pleasing in terms of how well they're doing on the phones.
Have you learned anything new about your customers in this process?
Yes, so we've got a huge amount of information back, which has driven quite a few new incentives that we're doing in the company. We've understood that we can improve some of the processes and procedures from the feedback we've got from customers saying how easy it is to do business with us, that we are now looking at changing certain aspects of the information we provide and how we do business with our customers to make it easier for them to do business with us.
Fantastic. We've touched on this already, but I'll ask you specifically in relation to this. What do you think about cherry blasting as a way of keeping things fair and preventing, any of your staff from cheating, or the organisation as a whole or others? How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
As a method that we've employed?
I think it's cherry blasting is an excellent tool and software to use. It's got advisors thinking very differently about all of the surveys. So rather than just putting through the positive results, they're making a point of putting every customer through. And they've been pleasantly surprised with the responses from the customers who have said that the advisors on the phone are giving a very good service. Normally it's just the processes and procedures behind the scenes that are meaning that they're unhappy with the service they're being provided. So the cherry blasting software has got people, rather than just putting good calls through, thinking about putting all calls through to give a fairer reflection of their quality on the phones.
And would you say that they're no longer scared of the negative feedback?
Not Not at all now. It's really had a shift in terms of their mindset, and they understand the benefit to not just themselves but the company as well to receive that negative feedback.
How do you feel now about your team? The results are out. What's your feeling about the team?
They do a wonderful job, actually, and I've known that for a long time, but what this has allowed us to do is to highlight to the rest of the business from an external point of view that they are doing that wonderful job as well.
What's your boss think?
He's over the moon with our results. He thinks it's great. It's gone up to the highest level possible, and we're now looking at running this across the whole of Pearson because we know it's so good.
You asked for a pay rise yet?
No, not yet.
And will you be taking part next year to defend the title?
Very much so, yes. We have found it such a exciting and worthwhile exercise that we will definitely keep taking part next year.
Are you going to raise the bar for your team when you take part next year?
Yes, definitely. I've already set a target I want for them. I want us to come first overall next year. That's the target I want. So yes, we've raised the bar extremely high. There'll be competition internally within Pearson now that we know other areas are also looking at taking on this award process. So I want to come first, definitely out of all of them, but ultimately I'd like to come first overall.
Fantastic. Right. See, I couldn't have scripted that any better. It's great.
Good. No problem.
We'll kind of